How to keep your balls smooth, clean, and lubricated. Switch it up. So it's Tim again, aka Wombat, for Smoke Racing and Xpress RC. Now, yes, keeping your balls clean and smooth and lubricated. This is imperative for nice, consistent suspension movement. This goes for pivot ball suspension or anything that requires some sort of ball cup or any sort of captured pivot. So here are a couple of little tips that I use during the build and also during sort of maintenance and rebuilds and stuff like that. So check this out and I'll show you. So a lot of cars these days utilize this pivot ball lower arm suspension, as you can see on the Xpress. The Xpress cars are a little unique in that they actually utilize, let's just grab this one here to show you. They've got a slot here, I don't know if you can see that, and a corresponding bolt. That works like a clamp, so what we call a pinch bolt setup. And this allows us to dial in the tension or the slop or the play, and that ensures that we've got nice consistent movement, free of slop, but without binding. And that's the key thing, is that you need to keep those pivots nice and clean. Now this is a little tip that I use when I'm building a new car or when I'm actually doing a service or a maintenance on these pivots. So let me just take this one apart and I'll show you what I mean. So what we're going to do here is actually just loosen off the pinch bolt. You don't have to take it all the way out, and you can use whatever tool you like, but I'm just going to use this little guy here, and this helps to push out the pivot ball. Now, obviously, check the ball itself and make sure that it's nice and clean and there's no weird scoring or imperfections. These ones are pretty good, but what you can get sometimes, you get debris stuck in actually the cup or the captured moment here. So clean that out, and what you do is get yourself a soft pencil. I'm actually using a 6B, and that is obviously a type of graphite. And what I like to do is get in there and actually scribble around inside, and it acts like a dry lubricant. So you can get dry lube, which is basically a really fine graphite powder, but it's kind of messy to work with. But the 2B pencil trick works really nicely. So once you've got your 2B pencil sort of scrubbed in there, you get your ball, and we're going to pop it back into place. Right, so now that's back in there. What I like to do whilst the car is still apart and before you put the arm onto the car is get yourself a bolt, one that's not too long, but also you do need a little bit of length to simulate a little bit of leverage. Now just screwing that into the end of the pivot ball here. Now as you can see right now, because I haven't actually cinched down the pivot ball, it's kind of loose and it jiggles around a little bit. What you can do, if you can see, if I push it up, it kind of falls back down. Get your pinch bolt and start winding it in until it starts to hold up. So you can see it's stuck in there, and if I back it off, it'll sit down. So you want to do that until you're happy with the sort of play that you've got. And that's a good starting point. Now, do that on all the 3 pivots that you've got there. And what we're going to do next is actually bolt it onto the chassis, because the actual alignment of the holes on the chassis can play into where the balls actually interact with the arm. So we'll do that next. So now that you've got them on the car, you can see that it flops up and down quite nicely. Do this one by one. So essentially push the arm up, and I'm going to get a little pinch bolt here, and I'm going to turn that in just a tiny bit, and you can see that it stays up. I'm going to back that off a little bit at a time until you've got enough play. Now that's on one of them. Now let's do the other one. The same thing, we'll push it into the up position, give that a little turn. As you can see, it's stuck, and then just knock it back a touch. Now you've got good free movement, but there's no slop in it. Now you can do the same thing with the outboard side with the knuckle. So you can either bolt the knuckle onto it and have a little play and get that pinch bolt right. And that's it. Keep your balls clean, smooth, and lubed, and you're gonna have immaculate performing suspension. Follow for more.